So if you want leads that are economically profitable, you get them consistently, and the system is predictable, then the answer for all of that is running a successful Google Ads campaign. So I'm a numbers guy. I'm sure you are too. Let's run the numbers. If your budget is $5,000 a month, which for tree removal is moderate, I wouldn't recommend going anything below $2,500 a month. This is a pretty solid place to start. And your average product or service is $1,000. You're probably going to have jobs that you're going to get for way more, but it's just on average. I was going to put out the revenue for now. Cost per click, around $12. That's around the cost per click you're going to get. Now, conversion percentage, probably the most important aspect here. A very good conversion rate is 25%, which is 100% what you should be going for. That's what we go for as an agency as well. Somewhere to start over, most people are going to be is around 10%, but something that's pretty reasonable and achievable is, I would say, somewhere in the middle, 17%. You can 100% get there. And let's say with every 2 or 3 leads that you get, and you convert about 1.5, let's say around 40% of leads, which is with Google, which is very, very reasonable, because these are the highest intent leads you're going to get. These people know that they need a service. It's just a matter of choosing who they're going to go with. So these are very reasonable, very moderate numbers. So on that, we're going to get 417 clicks. 70 of those people are going to turn to leads. So phone call leads and form submission leads. About 28 clients a month on the average fee of $1,000. That's $28,000 a month. So $5,000 is going to give you $28,000 a month. Very moderate and reasonable numbers. So if this number goes higher now, right, and you get this conversion rate to 25%, which is very doable, look how much the number changes. You're now going to make $41,000 off your $5,000, right? And these are very, very doable numbers. This isn't something very magical or anything like that. So that is about $400,000 per year in extra revenue. Imagine what that would do for your business. And I'm not explaining rocket science here. Very, very doable stuff. Now, once you get to that point, you can start scaling up with your campaign stable. You can increase your budget all the way up to 10,000 if you've got enough demand in your area. It depends on how much area you cover as well. But see what happens. That's almost 900 grand a year. And I have a business that I know right now, Dan. He works around New Jersey, and he did $1 million last year with pretty much all of his business coming from Google. $1 million last year. Imagine that. So if you're not currently running these campaigns, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because there's a lot of money being left on the table. So to start off your Google ad campaign, this is what your profitable structure is going to look like. You're going to have one single campaign and then a number of different ad groups below that. Now, the main currency in Google is keywords. You basically pay money to Google when someone searches a specific phrase inside their search engine, and you show up as a result for that, right? So you pay money to Google to show up for that. And when that person clicks on your website or landing page, they buy from you, and that's how you make your money, and that's how Google makes their money, right? So we've got a number of different ad groups here based on different keywords. We've got tree services, tree cutting, removal, trimming, emergency, and then location specifics based on different locations that you cover. So what you're going to do is, inside your Google Ads Manager, you're going to go into Tools, then Keyword Planner, then click Discover New Keywords. Then you're going to search for the different ad groups that I mentioned within my board. For instance, we have tree cutting here right now. You're going to go ahead and put your location down here, get results. You're going to filter this down by monthly searches because you want a lot of volume. And then everything to do with the word cutting here. Now, there's a lot of different things. Removal service, removal, trimming, trees. Now we've got the cutting ones. So you're going to compile a list of all the cutting ones and put them in a separate ad group. Same thing you're going to do with the trimming ones. So all the trimming ones, you're going to put them in a separate ad group. Same way for service ones. So ones that had tree service, you're going to put them in a separate ad group. So once you rinse and repeat that for a single ad group, you're going to have a bunch of different ad groups. And that way you're going to have ads that cater specifically to that service, and you can analyze individual performance. That's how you set up the baseline for a successful campaign. Now, if you have no experience running ads before writing ads, your ChatGPT is going to be your best friend. For every single ad group, you're going to have to write headlines and descriptions. All you have to do is put your keyword into ChatGPT, ask it for headlines and descriptions, just use your intuition to select the best ones there, put them in, and you're going to have some solid ads running very quick. Second thing, the most important part of this entire thing is the landing page. Now, everyone on YouTube is going to tell you not to use your website and use your landing page, but no one ever shows you how to actually create that landing page or do it simply or easily and cheaply as well. So you're going to use this site called Lovable. You're going to search for Lovable on Google. There's a $25 subscription. And then you're going to put this prompt in there to get a very solid high converting landing page. Here's the prompt. Just take a screenshot, put this into Lovable after you bought your $25 subscription. $25 is very cheap if you ask me, especially for a very high quality landing page. What this is going to do is give you a high converting landing page that is optimized for mobile, because most of your traffic is going to be mobile. People usually search for stuff like this on mobile, and it's going to be done very cheaply. Then it's very simple to connect your domain to that. And then the end URL, you're going to put that into your ad group within Google Ad Manager, and you're sorted out. You're going to move on to your CRM then. This is a very important step as well to have a very high conversion rate. Now, when someone searches for the phrase is high intent and valuable to me, for example, tree removal near me is a high intent keyword. You pay money to Google to show up for that. Once you show up for that, the landing page aspect of things is going to take care of the conversion stuff. So people are actually going to call you from that ad or submit a submission form, right? Now, what's the third step? The third step is to actually sell to these people. And you get a direct phone call, you sell them on good. That's very nice. What happens if you miss a phone call or you get form submission? First thing, you need to call within 5 minutes. I highly recommend you use Go High Level as your CRM. Is what we use, it's what everyone else uses. It's really solid for small businesses. Very easy to set up. Have all the leads from the form. You can literally set it, tell Lovable to set up a webhook for all the data to go from there directly to Go High Level. Simple stuff. You can pay someone on Upwork $10 and they'll set it up for nothing too difficult about it. If you get a call, you must take it up directly. If you can't have an automation set in place that automatically texts them, hey, I missed your call, how can I help? That way, that person is not going to go to a competitor. If you get a form submission, you should be texting them, and you should have an automation in place that texts them as well. Like, hey, I just got your form submission. How can I help? Same thing. And you have to call them very quickly. You can't be waiting an hour to call people. Number third, social proof. Send them client results or videos or testimonials. Like, you could have an automation set in place for this as well. It's going to make the selling part so much easier. Number four, nurturing campaigns. Now, not everyone's going to buy from you immediately. Some people you're just going to nurture long term. Just basically email them and touch base with them weekly. Again, automation set in place for that. You can have a whole year's worth of automation set in place just to touch base. And a lot of times you'll see this happening where a lead that you got 4 months ago might just convert later on, because now you've been on top of mind because you've actually kept in contact with them and now they're actually ready to buy. And you're going to make so much more money if you just implement this. And once you set it up, it's just going to happen in the background. You don't have to worry about it. It's going to print money for you. So that, my friends, is the entire setup. It's not rocket science. Once you set this up, this is a very solid foundation. Then you just need to optimize things as you go. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Secondly, if you want me to run this campaign for you, there's a link below. Book a call with me. I don't charge a setup fee. I don't charge monthly retainers. I only charge when you book an actual project, book an actual job. So if you want me to do all the difficult work for you, just let me know. But you don't really need me. You can probably do this yourself as well. But if you don't want to deal with all that headache, just let me know.